So you can literally, look at this. If I just sit here, my back is flat up against this thing. And, okay, so now we got to check the alignment and see what this is facing toward here. Because I feel like this is, I mean,
it was meant for you.
It's a perfect fit to sit here.
Supreme Druid.
I'm completely supported by this and this. And I feel like I don't know, that's kind of just creeped me out a little bit.
You sat there before?
That was kind of weird. It feels very unusual. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the land of Chem. I am your host and the author. My name is Jeffrey Drum. Thank you all so much for joining me again. All right, everyone, welcome back. And in today's Sunday site visit, I will take you along with me on our secondary investigation of an absolutely bizarre structure that I can best describe as the Mount ROKKO Pyramid. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you all so much for the support. I think that is it for today's intro, so without further ado, let's get right to it. All right, everyone, here we go with tonight's episode. Now, to begin, in today's Sunday site visit expedition, we continue our investigation of the mysterious ROKKO Mountains, the location where researcher Kogetsu Nagasaki was researching electric potential and Earth electricity after World War II. And of course, these topics of telluric Earth electrical currents and atmospheric electrical potential have been abundantly discussed here on the channel, most recently in episode 146, The Function of the Egyptian Obelisk. Presenting research on atmospheric electrical potential, and during his investigations of these electrical earth forces on Mount ROKKO, Nagasaki is said to have discovered a bizarre ancient writing system known as katakana, a language based on energy formations that dates back to 20,000 years ago during the last ice age, that is proposed to encode the mathematics, geometry, and physics that are the foundation structures of the universe. And during this site visit, we met once again with the Japanese druid Yuki, that is the keeper of the shrine located on this incredibly ancient pyramid structure, who, in my opinion, has effectively deciphered the meaning of the keyhole kofun shape. With the exterior shape surrounding the structure representing wind, the reservoir, of course, meaning water, the circle representing space, the triangle symbolizing fire, and this trapezoid shape representing earth, with the full kofun structure itself, with the water-filled reservoir symbolizing the merging of these 5 elements. So now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I hope you enjoy Sunday Site Visit 95, the Ice Age Japanese Pyramid at Mount ROKKO. All right, everyone, welcome back. And today we have returned to the mysterious Mount ROKKO to investigate the companion site to the stone circle structure that I presented, depending on when this comes out, perhaps a couple weeks ago, in our initial investigations of the Mount ROKKO stone circle technology directly related to Earth electric field potential. And this is our second time visiting this site, and I can say it is absolutely staggering. I was completely blown away the last time we came out here, and I'm still not 100% sure what to make of this site. So this is a return exploration to attempt to further understand the complexity of this structure. I'll leave it at that for now, and I'll just take you along with me so that you can see this thing for yourself. And I guarantee you, by the time we get to the top of this mountain, you will be absolutely blown away. And I think I'm just going to keep the camera rolling. Let's go. It's my lovely wife, Alexa, from Ancient Odysseys.
Hello. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, it is. I really, really like this site. And there's several stages to this structure. All right. The first that you can see here, and there's actually some staff down here cleaning. So we're gonna go take a look at this thing. And it has been historically documented that approximately 100 years ago, this stone was struck by lightning and broken in half. You can see this piece here was originally up against this side, and the entire thing cracked and this part fell, but this was originally one huge piece of stone. And here at the site, there's a number of these rocks that are, and all of these inscriptions are relatively modern. But the entire surface of this stone is inscribed here. And the face of this structure is also inscribed here. Lex, go stand by this thing. Again, I always use my wife as a measuring stick, so you can see how big the thing is.
5'2".
Yeah. And we'll walk around. There's a little pathway where you can walk kind of in between this thing, but it has been historically documented that this was struck by lightning. Hi, yes, sir. Arigato. And the last time we were here, hopefully the guy is still up there. Little Japanese druid guy, the keeper of the site. I see the, I think his car is still down there. Go ahead.
You'll be surprised to see us again.
Yeah, and this guy had, well, I won't say it just in case he's not here, but we'll see if he's still here. Guy had a lot of information to share, put it that way. All right, we'll kind of walk back in here. Go ahead. Again, so you can see the cracked face. And as we ascend the mountain, the best way I can describe this is like a hillside castle temple. And you'll see why I use that nomenclature here in just a moment. There are parts of this structure that are natural rock formations. I just noticed this line here. It certainly looks like some of this surface may have been shaped. Now, of course, that could have been in the carving of the inscription process, but I just noticed that is pretty unusual.
Do you want to check it?
But let me walk around here. so you can see maybe a better view of the and actually, now that I'm looking at it, this piece here probably fell off and is these pieces over here. So this whole boulder most likely split in that historically documented lightning incident. So this big piece cracked over here and fell down there, the other inscribed piece that we were just looking at, and then the other piece fell off the other side, because this cracked face does correspond with the cracked faces of the other one. Okay. Again, these massive stones are literally tiny pebbles compared to the size of the Egyptian pyramids, which is another justification for building those structures to the size and density to which they were executed.
It's a little daunting standing underneath this.
Yeah, so this is a huge rock face here. And we're going to head to the left so I can show you another artifact that we discovered on our way down before we go up to, again, the word castle seems to be appropriate. And you'll see why here in just a second. All right. So in this expedition of the hexagram landscape electromagnetic grid structures, we've been consistently finding alignments. And let me go up here so you can see the face of this rock cliff here. And standing under that thing doesn't make me feel super comfortable. All right, so go walk up here.
It's colossal.
All right, so now you can kind of see the scope of how big that thing is. Okay, so like I was saying, during our exploration and research on these structures, we have continued to find alignments that point directly to 222 degrees southwest, which, babe, correct me if I'm wrong, refresh my memory, it was winter solstice sunset.
Yes.
Yes. 222 degrees southwest. And as we were walking down the hill last time we were here, I turned around and this stone just jumped out at me as being absolutely not a naturally occurring formation. And you'll see why here in just a second. And you'll notice that there's a very flat surface on this stone here. Do you have a compass on your phone?
Yeah, I do. I just have to
yeah, get that prepared.
You knew it right away.
Yeah, no, I saw this thing sticking out. And of course, all of you that have been following for a while know that I have an interest in these standing stone, menhir, obelisk type structures. So when I saw this thing sticking out of the ground, it immediately caught my attention, and then something compelled me to examine the surface of this thing, because this rock was split intentionally, and this surface is not a naturally occurring surface on this piece of stone, and you'll see why here in just a second. So you'll see that this rock is stuck down into the ground. See this extremely flat surface here. And behind it, I noticed that it's like literally leaning up against this piece here. So it's precisely configured so that it doesn't tip over any further. This whole thing was set into the ground intentionally. I'm trying to get a good vantage point so you can see what I'm talking about here. All right, there you go. And this stone here was stuck into the ground behind it so that it could be set up in place. And it looks like it was cracked from a big piece, the remains of which are here. So this side here has cracked off, and the entire surface of this thing, particularly looking at it from this, I'm trying not to fall down the mountain there. Looking at it from this angle, you can really see the shape of the stone. So I was like, man, I got to take a look at this surface. So we pulled out the compass. Okay.
Here.
And there we go.
Where
And
did
we
you
can
hold
see.
it last time?
And you can see, so this is 214 southwest, and obviously various areas on the stone will get different measurements, but this is all barking around the same tree as the alignments that we were looking at before. And obviously this stone may have shifted, but I did get the impression that originally, you know, so there's 222 southwest here.
It's pretty dang close.
Yeah, the alignment of this stone is too close for coincidence, pointing in the southwest direction at approximately 220. There again, you see 214. And I got the impression the last time that we were here, you can see this is almost like a seat here. And I can sit down right on this thing. And again, those of you that have been following the Japan expedition remember the Kanayama megalith site, the Japanese Stonehenge, that the ancient Jomon civilization utilized these huge boulders, and they carved the faces of them, and they have all these man-made caves and viewing points where the watcher, the star watcher, the sky watcher, the ancient Jomon druids could sit here and look across the surface of the stone and watch the sunset. So again, I just I get this vision of this ancient Jomon person sitting here watching the sunset on the winter solstice using this viewing rock. Definitely not a natural formation. This whole piece was split here and intentionally flattened. And again, from kind of here, you can see how it's leaning up against this stone that was placed right behind it to stabilize this piece. But this is nothing compared to what you'll see here in just a minute. And as I was explaining in the, again, I'm not sure exactly when this is going to come out in the sequence, but in a previous Sunday site visit episode, I had presented the Katakamuna documents and the mysterious language, writing system, these energy formations that are said to encode the mathematics, geometry, and physics that are embedded in the architecture of the universe in this energy form writing system. That was said to have been discovered on Mount ROKKO when a researcher was out in these same mountains investigating earth electricity and electrical potential, which is pretty much the exact same thing that I have been studying at these same sites. So I'll let Lex go first. And I mean, I can see look at how all those pieces are interlocked on that corner there at the top of the stairway. You can't really see it quite yet, but here it's man, there's no way that's a natural formation. It looks, again, you'll see these polygonal shapes here just a second.
Oh my goodness. I didn't see it from this angle.
I don't remember seeing it from this angle either, because I didn't know exactly. So here you can kind of see this piece, this piece, this piece, this piece. They're all like locked into each other in a very polygonal masonry style, but these things are, I mean, they're huge.
It is like a castle.
So it's like a castle wall, and you'll see that we have to climb this scaffolding system. Babe, let's go around here first so I can show it. I'll show it looking up.
Good idea.
And then, so this is the little druid hut up here. This guy's got it made.
He said he's here every day, right?
Every day, yeah. This guy that runs the little, well, not runs it, but he is the attendant and keeper of the shrine up here. All right.
Wow.
Again, I don't know if that's going to translate on camera to something that you can really see. Try to get a better shot of it. But so there's these like layered boulders stacked on each other that make a huge wall here, and we'll come around from the other side. There's a path that comes down the other side where hopefully you'll be able to see this a little bit better. Let me okay, here we go. All right, there we go. Oh yeah, now you can definitely see it. So look how these things, this is a huge piece right here. And this one, and you have this one interlocked, and there's this one, and this one interlocked, and this one. And they're moving back and forth, interlocking pieces of this wall. And this kind of formation goes all the way around. Okay, I'll meet you up over this way. Again, I hope that's picking up on the camera. Let me. Oh, I'm glad I didn't grab onto that. Piece of wood is dead. Trying not to fall down the mountain here. There's got to be a better way. Here's, you see the big piece and those interlocking stones. Oh, well, of course, there's a perfect vantage of it from that little scaffolding that I have to climb here in just a minute. But, hold on.
It was super steep.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I know. That's what I was just saying. There's a freaking perfect view of it if I just... All right, all about the adventure, right? And wait till you see this ladder that we gotta climb. This is very much reminiscent of the incredibly professional Egyptian infrastructure going down into the Osiris shaft.
This is more sturdy.
Yeah, this is actually better.
This is the druid's commute.
All right. And again, here's a perfect view of it right here. I was trying to climb all through this shit here. There's a perfect view of it. And you can see how these things are just like perfectly woven together. It's crazy. And this is just one face of a structure that wraps around and goes up further. Again, that's the term castle or fortress, or, you know, it's certainly a temple.
Definitely get that feeling.
Ah, the guy is still here. Awesome.
It's keeping warm. Ohio.
All right, so I'm gonna ask this guy if he even wants to be on camera. But the guy had like this prolific compilation of research that I think revealed the mystery behind the shape of the kofun, keyhole structures. So I'm gonna see if he's interested in being on camera, and then perhaps we can get him to flip through this book so you can see it. Really, really awesome stuff. Hang on just one sec.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay, so we're here with the keeper of the shrine, Yukihisa Oe.
Yes.
Hi, okay, domo arigatou
Nice to meet
gozaimasu.
you.
And we met him the last time that we were up here, and I'll show you the shrine around here, and then we'll go to the top of the mountain here in just a second. But he has compiled, okay, so again, you see the book here, several books, and again, I just want to show you some of the diagrams that he had in here. We got copies of all this stuff, and I will present some of this research in the context of this episode. But this research is all documenting the history of the mythology associated with all of these sites, as well as the alignments that have been discovered that I've been showing in previous diagrams. So let me see if I can find one here. And he also, in my opinion, so again, you can see some of the maps that he's created here that are connecting some of the ancient structures across Japan that show all of these solar and lunar alignments. For example, the one that we just showed with the winter solstice alignment has been well documented, connecting all of these structures. It's a network of structures that are interconnected by these alignment patterns. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So this is fascinating. This is very, very good research. So the question regarding the shape of the keyhole kofun. So this mysterious keyhole type shape, and the design for this structure has always been a question of how they derived this particular shape. And the keeper here has proposed that it's an integration of a series of different So you have the circle, the triangle, the integration of the circle and triangle that create this keyhole kofun. And can you get a picture of this, please?
Yes, absolutely.
And I'll try to put in a translation of what he is proposing in these papers here. Here you can see what I was talking about before with the 1, 2, 3, 4 elements. Five.
One,
Yes,
two,
1, 2, 3,
three,
4,
four,
5
five.
elements. Yeah, so it's fire, air, water, earth.
空はね、space.
Space, ether. Yes, yes.
Space, wind,
Wind,
fire,
fire,
water,
earth.
earth.
Earth, yes, yeah.
Sorry. Space, wind, fire, water, earth.
Earth.
Or
Hi.
soil. ね
Okay.
Space,
Ah, okay.
fire, space,
Yes.
wind,
Okay.
fire,
Okay. Water.
Water.
Yeah.
earth,
Okay.
soil.
So this is a fascinating. This is very cool.
Yes.
Okay, so the kofun is the integration of all of the 5 elements. Space, earth, the reservoir here is filled with water, fire. So this symbol is a representation of the merging of the 5 elements. And there were, oh yeah,
These are all characters created by 国と子たちの御事.
okay. Okay, so the
Ancient.
last time we were talking about katakamuna.
カタカムナ.
Yes, from
Katakamuna
the ROKKO Mountains.
カタカムナ is older than these characters.
Older than this.
カタカムナ is
And
very
you
old.
think it's Joman or before the Joman.
Before Jomon.
And it's
Katakamuna.
said that it's possibly 20,000
Yes.
years old.
Yes.
And you believe it to be real.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe.
Okay. Well, I think so too. And we've been doing research on the ancient Jomans, the stone circles, these type of structures.
はい。
So this mountain and all these rocks, I think part natural, part made by humans to build this. I think they built this.
Yes.
Would you agree?
I believe.
Okay. Good. So this is, again, last time we were here, I was blown away and very, very impressed, being, a researcher and author myself, the accumulation of all of this research. I mean, this guy has done a ton of work studying and connecting all of these structures. And so again, you just see the prolific volumes of information. Yes, we've been to this one. Yeah, so this is the lightning rock at the stone circle at the other side of ROKKO.
Okay.
And I showed this in the last Sunday site visit. And the researcher that discovered the Katakamuna documents was researching the structures on Mount ROKKO, looking at electric potential and earth electrical energy so he was setting up the research equipment, all of this electrical equipment at the site, and he was approached by a mysterious man who was not happy that he was setting up the equipment. And so the researcher agreed to take the equipment down, and in return, the old man presented him with a scroll that had this sacred ancient energy language that encoded mathematics and geometry and physics and all of these sciences in this mysterious energy language. So this entire mountain range is filled with mystery and mythology that is absolutely fascinating. So again, I may stick it in at the end of this video. We may go back over there so that you can see it again. But I just wanted you to see all of this research and to help convey how important the connection is between all of these structures. They were sacred, ancient, energetic sites for a very, very old civilization here in Japan. The Jomon era is around 14,000 BCE to around 3000 BC, but we're talking about stuff that goes into the last ice age, 20,000 BCE, where there was a language already existing. So that must mean it must predate that, so possibly older than that. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. This is amazing, amazing work. And we're going to go to the top of the mountain, and I'll show you guys the shrine here real quick. So there's a little shrine back in here. And there's more formations to examine as we get to the top of the mountain.
Do you notice the shape looks like
Turtle.
tortoise.
Turtle.
Oh, turtle.
Turtle. Yeah, yes.
The head.
Yes, yeah. So we visited the Turtle Rock in Nara.
No.
The carving. The Turtle Rock. Yes,
Okay,
yes. He
okay.
knows. Yeah.
Right,
So
right.
we are going to ascend this ladder here in just a moment. Let me thank this guy off camera. So we'll be right back. All right. I know she wants to put your gloves on before you go climbing up that thing. Again, you can see they've replaced the old rusted out infrastructure here. This is a more modern addition, but there's the old, completely rusted infrastructure. So this temple has certainly been around for quite some time. And, you know, we've talked about here on the channel, you know, the iron oxide found across the Giza plateau. And, you know, this is only a couple of decades, and it completely transforms this metal into iron oxide. So who knows what those iron oxide pipes and veins running below the Giza plateau, you know, a few thousand years ago, those things very well may have been metallic and not just corroded oxide material. So I really do think that guy just cracked the case and revealed the secret of the shape of the Kofun structure, the merging and integration of the 5 elements, which, you know, of course has my imagination running wild in terms of the functionality of the structures. You know, I think all of those symbols are indicative of ancient knowledge and the implementation of that knowledge into functional sciences. All right. So this is another one of these split egg-shaped rocks. And we're now standing on the top of that wall face. So you can see this thing here looking very much like the split rock at the Tennyson.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Tennyson shrine.
Just like, wonder what the alignment is.
Yeah, so if you have your... So Lex just said, I wonder what the alignment is, but I would imagine this may be pointing off in a... We'll check it.
Southwest for sure. Okay.
So I'm surprised I remember the name of that site. I mean, 100 sites, pretty easy. No kidding. No shit.
What?
Look at that. All right, so there's the crack.
Oh my goodness.
Put this thing down in here. Look at that.
Is it?
I mean, again, it depends on where in the crack you stick this thing, but I mean, it's, look, 222 southwest. So the crack is pointing to the exact same alignment that we just showed on the face of that rock. So once again, not natural. This stone was intentionally split looking at that exact same alignment. That's pretty cool. All right, so now let's walk down here, and this is where things really, to me, got even more fascinating, because as we walked around the edge of this structure here, I was like, look at these, are all stacked blocks. Look at these pieces. Again, you know, I'm skeptical, and I always try to look at things from a rational perspective. But here you see these are all stacked here.
This is like sandstone.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely cut blocks. Look at these. So I'll walk up close so you can see this formation here. I mean, this is absolutely man-made structure. Here, look at this. Look at these pieces. And I'm trying to be careful here. These are pretty sketchy steps. All right, so look at this wall here.
That's a structure.
Yeah, it's a structure. So it's again, I keep using the word castle. So that seems appropriate.
I wonder if this is from our last
Those are the
expedition.
docks. Well, we got all of ours, so keep that. Put it in your bag.
Yeah, I bet it's terrors.
Yeah. So we do have copies of all of that, but look at this. This whole thing has been assembled. And I don't think there's ever been like a, oh shit. Yeah, a formal, you know, excavation or anything of this site. It's, you know, with these sacred shrine and Shinto related structures, you know, these are objects of worship and veneration and spiritual sites. They aren't necessarily viewed as archaeological sites. You know, in the Shinto religion, I don't want to say religion, it's not a religion, it's a belief system. In the Shinto belief system, they believe that all of the objects of nature embody spirits and the presence of deity. So this is a spiritual sacred site that's filled with earth spiritual energy. And I certainly appreciate and agree with that sentiment, but it's also potentially a very important archaeological site, not just a spiritual or temple site. I mean, look at, I find it very difficult to believe that this is just completely natural. Especially when you get to these very, very square shaped boulders that are scattered all around up here. And obviously, if this thing is as old as perhaps the katakana language itself, I mean, we're no longer even talking about post Ice Age, we're talking about during the Ice Age. Yeah, I mean, these are absolutely stacked here. Really crazy sight.
Do you feel like you've been here before in an ancient time?
Yeah, so
Another life?
I certainly do get a sense of these things when I'm out at these sites. And for example, I was very drawn to that stone. And I immediately knew to look over there. I was like, oh, let's look at the alignment. And I sat down on the rock next to it and I was like, oh, this feels very familiar. Crazy. I mean, it almost looks like something you would see in a Sacsayhuaman or, you know, anywhere in Peru or these polygonal masonry sites. All right. So now, let you go first.
Okay.
And there's that egg-shaped rock right on the top of the, right at the top of the castle fortress wall here. You have the egg rock and the viewing point.
Right up far from the road.
So it takes you to the same place. We'll walk around this way. Goes up the other way. All right. And here, man, that looks, it's like an altar. Look at that. So this, it literally is an altar. And look at this slab of stone here, placed directly on top of these ones here. And look at that. I got to get up a little closer so you can see this. Come around and look at the L shape on that stone underneath.
Whoa.
What the fuck is that?
Totally flat.
Yeah, no, again,
Oh, you gotta see it.
not in any way a natural formation.
Wait, there's a cavity inside there.
Yeah, so here you can see the underside of this flat slab here.
Looks like you can crawl up through there.
Look at this. How the hell does that form?
That's crazy. Take a look in here.
I'm good at it. All right.
Deep in there.
All right. So last time we were here, this piece was split off of this piece. So it was a huge boulder that cracked off this way to create this flat slab here. Here, you can hold this. And I very much it gives me the feeling of when we were at that the freaking the spook museum.
Oh,
When I was sitting down with the
I'll send you the picture of Victor Wind.
yeah, Victor Wind. So you can literally look at this. If I just sit here, my back is flat up against this thing. And okay, so now we got to check the alignment and see what this is facing toward here, because I feel like this is. I mean,
It was meant for
It's
you.
a perfect fit to sit here.
Supreme Druid.
I'm completely supported by this and this, and I feel like. I don't know, that's kind of just creeped me out a little bit.
You sat there before?
That was kind of weird. It feels very unusual. All right, so we're going to check the alignment and see what this is facing in this direction. Looking out here. And you can see the other piece of the slab here. So these two pieces would have originally been a big, large boulder. And there's more pieces up here. So
I'm too small.
what do we have here on the... No shit. Look at that. Of course it is.
It's right where you sat.
So literally right where I was sitting. Cool. All right. Did you bring the meter?
No.
It's okay.
I can go back and get it.
No, it's okay. All right, so obviously we're going to take our shoes off and spend some time up here. Valentine's Day.
Some smooching.
All right. So we may... I don't know, there may be something else.
Let's do it.
Stay tuned. All right, so the more time we spend up here, the more the term castle is maybe not exactly what I was looking for, but pyramid mountain may be a little bit more accurate, because it certainly appears that this is a, I mean, on all sides, the structure is built to an apex. And so this is the mound here. The altar is on the other side of this. This whole thing, I bet if they were to scan or excavate this, is all those construction block type features. I mean, there's more of it here. This is very, very reminiscent to what we found I bet you this one has an alignment too, looking out in this direction. Very similar to what we were looking at the structures in the previous Sunday site visit. Oh yeah, this one here. can see now, looking at it from the top, you see that piece jutting out here. Bet you that's also, Alexa has the compass on her phone, but all right. So now, because we're interested to do a test, so we are going to go to another site and do a little experiment. Yeah. And I want to make sure we get over there before sunset. So, all right, got everything?
Got it.
All right.
Let's do some experiments.
Man, that altar is crazy. All right, we'll be right back. All right, everyone, that is it for today's video. This was Sunday Site Visit 95, our secondary examination of the Mount ROKKO Pyramid. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and in the next episode in the series, I will be presenting my hypothesis on the function of the Sakafune Ishi. This is an episode you do not want to miss, so if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Land of Chem here on YouTube. Remember to click the little notification bell, like, comment, and stay tuned. If you want to help support the channel, check out the Land of Chem members only channel and thelandofchem.com, both linked in the video description below. If you want to follow me on Instagram or on X, my handle is @thelandofchem. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you all so much for the support. I think that is it for today's episode. I will see you next time. Yo, are you still watching this? Please subscribe to the Land of Chem here on YouTube and click that little notification button. New videos coming out every single week. And check out this other episode. Come on, do it. Do it now.